Welcome back. This time, we will see how to work with Elastic Network Interfaces, or ENI. So, here I have my EC2 instances. By selecting this Linux instance, we can see below that it has a private IP address and a public IP address. Now, from the left, we go into Network Interfaces, and we can see that we have two existing network interfaces that would be of the two EC2 instances that we saw a moment ago. By selecting one, we can see a little bit more information down here. We can see the interface ID. We can see that it's in use, what VPC and subnet it's on. We know what availability zone it's in, and we can also see the IP address information here as well as the MAC address. And on the right side, it tells me that this interface is not an elastic fabric adapter. Here is some information about this interface. Now, what I want to do is, I want to create a new network interface. I'm going to call this one EGH1 because it's essentially the second interface. And I need to put it on this same subnet because I want to attach it to the instance that I have running. Remember, you can attach an interface on a different subnet as long as the subnet is in the same availability zone. So I will choose the private subnet. We will leave the default configuration for the IP addresses. Here I can check this box if I want it to be an elastic fabric adapter. Not this time. And we will choose Office SG group, which is the one associated with the EC2 instance, and then we will create the network interface. Once done, I select that interface. We can see that it's available. It's not in use, and we can see some information. So, now let's go to the actions. I choose Attach, and I'll associate it to my Linux CC2 instance. And it's done. We can see down here that it's in use. If I go to Instances, refresh the screen, select the instance, and then to the Networks tab, we can see that this instance has now associated two private IP in different subnets. And at the bottom of this page, we can see that we have multiple interfaces. This is how we can work with the ENIs. Back to the network interfaces and selecting the newly created ENI, I go to Actions, and I enter an associate address. Here, we can associate to this ENI an elastic IP address. And once that's done, the EC2 instance that has this ENI attached to it, it would have that elastic IP address, which is static, and it could use, that is, if this EC2 instance is a web server, then it could use that elastic IP address. I'm going to cancel this. Another thing you can do is detach this interface from the instance and associate it with another EC2 instance. Then, with the ENI selected, I'm going to Actions. First, we have to disconnect it. And once you have done that, when you disconnect it, you have to wait just a few seconds for the status to change to available so that the option to associate appears again. Once it is available, you can go again Actions and associate it to the other EC2 instance as long as that instance is in the same availability zone. And finally, if they will no longer use this ENI, we can from Actions indicate delete. And that is all there is for now regarding ENIs. See you next time.